prepared to work with the downstream keys?
Oh, I
Because
can.
if not, we can just pull them out.
Wait, what?
Ready.
Do you want to work with the downstream keys?
Quiet. Showtime.
Our place, where we can dream and share it. Our place, you'll find a friend to care it.
Our place out loud. Actually, we're going to soon become Journals Out Loud. I hope you can get used to that change. Make a note in your notebook and or in any note-taking device that you may be the pride owner of. What's that, Montana?
Like a journal.
Like a journal. Isn't that crazy? So we started out as Journals, and then we became Our Place for reasons unknown to me, and now we're going to go back to being Journals just because it's a better name. We like it better. And so we've decided to do so, and we've, I believe, changed our Instagram page as of today, correct, Drew?
Correct.
So the Instagram page is now Instagram.com/Journals Network, and we're going to be Journals Network on Facebook and on Twitter and everywhere else. I guess there's a camera broken. So today is unique because we're very low on adults and very high on kids. So we have a lot of kids in the studio, but we don't have Trish and we don't have Matt. And there's some things that we don't have that usually are good things to have if you want to have a show that isn't
like
broken.
a camera.
So Jake, do we have a broken camera?
If you didn't mention it, we wouldn't.
Oh.
And I was like, because I just bought Velcro strips. So it's sad that the camera, okay. All right, cut to
It's
the camera that
fixed
now
now.
works. Cut to that.
Camera that works.
And my camera has,
Right there.
Hey.
and my camera has too much headroom.
Yeah, we haven't fixed any of the...
Put
Max
it up high,
headroom?
so like a flattering angle. Like,
I was going to try
That's a joke that no one will understand.
so we are Our Place Out Loud. We are we are the show with teen advice and teen panels talking about teen things and all teen issues. I'll come up with something that's better written to describe what we are one day. I'm motivated in that direction, and so that looks really flattering. Very nice. So my cousin Jim is here. He just produced the season of Millionaires Buying Houses, $1 Million Listing. Correct.
Oh my
And
gosh!
there's
I
lots of
just heard about this show recently.
Yes.
I like what I've seen.
there's very tall people on that show, and so they need special cameras. But Jim will talk later on about that producing of that show. Or if you have a question about $1 Million Listing, New York, please give us a call, 888-531-7171. And we're going to talk about the internet, which is a fun thing to talk about. People have been on the internet, correct? Everybody here in this room has been on it? Olivia, no.
Absolutely not. We are not currently on the internet. As a matter of
Right.
fact.
So we were going to talk about internet trends, and I guess I was interested in why at Jake's graduation, Khalil was screaming, "Just do it!" And so I did some research. I started Googling, and because Khalil was the keynote speaker at the graduation, and he was very, very hilarious and funny and wise, and he started screaming, "Just do it!" And he really committed to it, and he screamed it for about 3 or 4 minutes. It continued. And it turns out Shia LaBeouf, I thought it was like maybe from a movie that he was quoting, Shia LaBeouf from a movie, so I Googled it. It turns out it's Shia LaBeouf in front of a green screen for some reason not known to me, screaming, "Just do it," and really committing and really doing what he's advising that we do. He's doing it in his screaming of doing it. He's the it that he's emphatically instructing us to do, he is in fact doing. He's living by his words. And Aaron looked up the origins of why this exists on the internet.
Yeah, it's not... He's not very good at explaining himself. So the gist is, essentially, he's got a website, and I wish I could remember what it's called, but the point is, tons of weird art things that he's doing, performance art things, and this one is part of a long series of sort of like little tiny writing pieces that he was... people sent them to him, and he decided to act them all out, just back to back, like 2 minutes long each. And one of them was this inspirational piece, quote unquote. And it's just him screaming, "Do it! The thing that you wanted to do yesterday isn't done. Why is that?" Yeah. Like stuff like that.
So he's talking about vacuuming or something.
I mean,
that hasn't been, just chores.
No, he's talking
Maybe
like
there's
just literally anything.
Some laundry
But
that needs to be done.
But the brilliant thing is, like, out of all the things he's done, this is probably going to be the most popular because every single bit that he did, all those 2-minute bits back to back, half-hour long, tons of things you could like cut and paste out of, but he did it all in front of a green screen, and people have now gone and like put him in movies and commercials and TV shows, just screaming, "Just do it!" at people like during big moments.
Pray tell, does Shia LaBeouf have the wisdom to know that if he performs maniacally in front of a green screen, he will be plucked and placed in other projects?
He's either brilliant and knows this,
Yeah, I think
or
so.
is completely deranged and he doesn't care.
No, green screen, no accident. I'm making that call. You have a point, Nina?
Is this going to be a Nike commercial?
Oh, it's going to be everything.
It's going to be everything.
Probably they're going to do the green screen with the shoes, and it's just do it.
And so we're going to queue up an example of what we're talking about and how I implore all of you to perform in front of a green screen and just perform anything. You could do, you could sing, you could say your prayers, you can scream. If you perform in front of a green screen, then your fellow journalers can grab that and make funny videos of each other, and we can have a collaborative. So are you a fan of this project, Jarvis? It's summer fun for everyone. Yeah.
Yes, I would be.
Where does one...
Very fun.
Oh, microphone, Jarvis.
Yes.
Where does one obtain a green screen, Jake?
The weatherman.
Craigslist?
You can kind of make your own.
The weatherman.
Olivia?
Olivia?
Yeah, you can get any kind of green
Anything green.
or blue backdrop, but like it has to be no, it can't be that. It can't be that.
No!
No.
I wish to scream maniacally. However, Montana.
Well, I mean, we have our own show to do that.
Well, yeah. But no, we want to be plucked
That's
and
next
placed
week.
throughout the internet.
That's
Like
true.
a garden.
Can you use like any shade of green, or is it just
It has to be like that neonish green.
But like, what if you went to Joann's and got some like cheap fabric? But what if it's not exactly that kind of green, but it's like a little bit off?
yeah, as close as possible.
Okay.
All right, well, let's start by seeing how Shia did it.
Wait,
And
Wheezy.
what?
We could cover these in green.
We could!
We could have dinosaurs answering telephones behind us.
These were made for us by Victoria Imperioli, the mother of Vadim Imperioli. And she said, in her Ukrainian beautiful accent, you can hang things from them. So we will.
Yes, and we shall.
We shall. So what have you got queued up for us?
First one's the TED.
First one's the TED
So they
Talk.
turned this into a TED Talk. All right. No,
Not
but
a-
it's green screen.
Yeah, not a real TED Talk. We thought it was, but it's not.
Do it! Just do it! Don't let your dreams be dreams. Yesterday, you said tomorrow. So just do it! Make your dreams come true! Just do it! Some people dream of success while you're gonna wake up and work hard at it. Nothing is impossible. You should get to the point where anyone else would quit, and you're not gonna stop there. No, what are you waiting for? Do it!
All right.
Just do it! Yes, you
do it.
can!
So you need
Just
to picture
do
Quill
it.
doing that on stage in front of everybody and their parents, and
You're
it
tired
was
of
pretty
starting
great.
over.
All right, so far we have found that this Shia LaBeouf performance has been utilized, and what are we going to show first, Justin? Avengers. Okay.
Oh my goodness.
Just do it! Don't let your dreams be dreams. Yesterday, you said tomorrow. So just do it! Make your dreams come true! Just do it! Some people dream of success while you're gonna wake up and work hard at it. Nothing is impossible.
Now might be a really good time for you to get angry.
Do it!
All right. Excellent, Justin. Thank you. I think we get the message. Do it, and I've been inspired. Anyone else?
Do it and just.
Do it and just do
Yes.
it. So, in essence, what is Shia telling us? Well, for this summer, what could people take? What's the takeaway? What's the takeaway, Benji?
Yes, Wheezy, I
You're
wonder
a man
which.
who does it.
I would say the takeaway is stop thinking about as much and to just go for your dreams, you know? No reason not to. That's the idea.
Montana?
Whenever we get a question, which is almost every week, that's like, I like a guy. What do I do? You now have your answer.
There's your answer. Exactly.
All over the internet.
This would also make a really good slogan for Mountain Dew, wouldn't it?
Just
Oh.
do it.
No, isn't it do the do?
Clever.
Well, no.
That's a terrible.
Did you have something, Jarvis? Is there anything you want
do it.
Just do it.
Just do it.
Anything you want to
Yeah.
get done this summer?
Just continue to get better in every facet of my life.
Because I heard that you're now an intern at Fox Sports.
That is true.
So what do they just have you doing? Into the mic. Mike.
Mike,
First,
Mike.
Yeah,
first
take it
rule
away
of
from
Fight
me.
Club is talk into the mic.
Well, I think in terms of that, I just want to continue to get better in every way and just learn as much as possible about like the radio industry type of thing and make a good impression on the people that are working there.
Have you started yet?
Today was my first day.
Were they nice to you?
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're going to be interested in hearing more about that. Who else has fascinating summer plans?
Well, hopefully, I will be getting a job at Snapchat. Hopefully.
Are you? How much of that story can you tell? Because you started to tell that story, and then the doorbell started ringing. Because as you can see, there's like 17 or 20 kids here today, and the doorbell rang a lot. But you
Sure.
started to tell me the story of how you were applying for a job at Snapchat.
Right. So my grandparents called me up, and they're like, "Aaron, we were reading the newspaper. Have you heard of this thing? I think it's called Snapchat." And I'm like, "Yes, I've heard of Snapchat." And like that planted the seed in my head. You know, I've heard of it, and they're growing. They're pretty small still. Maybe they're looking to hire some people. And it turns out, yeah, they are. And I've been poking around at a couple other things, and this just seemed like something that I would want to do. A lot, like compared to other things I've seen. And I applied, they got back to me and said, "Hey, listen, we like what we saw, but could you please give us like a demo reel? Could you make a Snapchat story and post it for us to see? And we can kind of evaluate you from there. We want to test your stories, your storytelling skills, your video skills, your editing skills, whatever else." And I said, "Sure, let's go for it." I did it over the weekend. Very fun. Went out to Venice Beach, had a fun time. And
So what tools did you use to film your Snapchat?
it's all in Snapchat. All within
All
Snapchat.
in Snapchat. So you used the camera right inside your phone?
Yep.
Did you use an editing program?
Nope, it's all Snapchat with whatever minor editing tools they provide, which is stuff like filters and very little else. So
I
but
want to see that.
I actually saved it if you want to see it.
Yeah.
Yeah, later. No, but I have it saved because you can save stories.
How can you send it to Justin so he can play it?
Not this week.
Oh, all right. Okay. So, but you're
Play in the middle of the show.
Yeah.
Okay, I get it.
Later, some other time.
So you were proud of it. It came out well.
Yeah, I felt that it was at least a fun time, a cool thing. I thought it looked pretty good. We'd see what would happen. I knew that most people don't hear back from them after that. And just a couple days ago, they said, "Hey, listen, let's do a phone interview. How about Saturday at in the morning?" I'm like, "Yeah, let's do that." Oh my God! So that's what's happening now. We'll see. I'll keep you all posted. I don't know what's happening next, but it's exciting.
That's super exciting.
And that is hopefully my summer.
All right, let's dive into questions. Undefined writes, "My boyfriend hasn't texted me back in 2 days. We've been dating for a month. I'm not trying to overreact, but he usually texts me every day. He read my message from 2 days ago, but never replied. Should I be worried, or is it not that big of a deal?" So I heard some kids talk about this before the show, and it feels like there are probably new rules when summer starts and you're not seeing people every day, but all of that needs to be communicated. And since you guys have only been dating a month and he may be 13 or 14 years old, he may not really know what the rules are or what you're expecting from him. So, Maddie, your hand is up.
Well, I mean, there are so many explanations for not having gotten texted in 2 days by someone. A phone could have been lost, like an update could have screwed up. There's so many different things that happen with phone these days that could stop somebody from texting you back when you're expecting a text.
Privileges taken away.
Privileges taken away. Literally anything. They could have dropped their phone in the toilet. That could have happened. So I wouldn't freak out about it just yet. If it's been 2 weeks and you're used to talking a lot, then maybe you might want to give him a quick call or something, or just kind of see what's going on other social medias. Aaron, what do you think?
Yeah, I don't know. I think that mostly that's true, but that's your guidelines that you gave, probably better for friends, less accurate for a person that you're dating. It's a bit weird to not hear from someone that you're dating for a full week. That's not without knowing that that's what was happening beforehand. I think that probably if you guys are used to talking every day, which is what I'm getting, and suddenly it's been 2 days, maybe that's not quite time to panic. But if it's been half a week and you haven't heard anything and you guys are boyfriend and girlfriend and you're like, what's going on? It's time to do some research. Maybe call someone. Benji, what's up?
I would also say a way to avoid your worries is by talking to him in person. And, if he doesn't seem like he's trying to avoid you, then it's probably something with his phone or something or you could ask him about it. Yeah, it's actually talk to him in real life and see if everything's normal. That's how you'll be able to tell and get rid of those worries.
Montana?
Yeah, I've had kind of actually like exactly the same thing happen to me, and I was like really nervous too. I don't know if her situation is she's nervous that he doesn't want to like talk to her, he's trying to avoid her or something. For me, I was just worried like, oh my god, something really bad happened and they wouldn't call me. But what turned out is just like his phone got shut off, so he decided to just like chill out in his house for like 2 days and not talk to anybody. But most of the time it's gonna be fine. I significantly overreacted, and I just want to like caution you against that, because there's no reason to worry unless they give you a reason to worry. And I did end up calling his friends, and like I kind of didn't trust them when they're like, oh, he's probably fine. But you should probably like call his friends if you know them and just ask like, hey, is everything okay? And as long as they seem like calm about it, it'll probably be fine, because they're the ones who like know him the most other than you. Olivia?
I think that the best thing you could do is just pick up the phone and call him. And then if after like a phone call goes to voicemail, then, you know, we have other forms of social media. You can contact him another way. Don't go crazy about it though and start calling like every 15 minutes and then messaging him on Facebook being like, hey, hello, hi. You know, just like he's probably fine. Definitely alive, I'm gonna go with, and you'll hear from him. And then once you hear from him, be like, hey, this is what we're not gonna do. That. Respond. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, you can just call him up and just say, even if you just leave a voice message and just say, hey, I'm kind of worried about you because you didn't text, and so I was thinking that since we're dating that we could be in contact at least once a day so that I don't have to worry. Are you cool with that? And just make it really casual. Like, don't call everyone he knows, and don't, like, you know, surround his house with, like, armed sentry or anything. It's just...
Don't call hospitals with his description.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's fine.
I was saying this before the show, and I was saying it to... I think I was saying it to Montana. I'm not sure who else was there, but I was saying he may not know the rules yet of being a boyfriend. And... somebody was it you, Montana, was going, oh, come on. And I was like, if he's 14 and his mom took his phone away, he honestly doesn't think he's doing anything wrong. He just doesn't know that you have to be, like, on the grid or say, I'm off the grid. Nina, you're 14.
Well, another scenario is he might just, like, not be mad at you in any way, which is I do. My friends all get mad at me is because I never text back, and I just look at it, and then I'd be like, oh, I'll respond in a bit, and then I forget. And then I just, because I'm not really a texter, I don't really like texting. But like Olivia said, just sort of talk to him about it once you see him in person, or once he answers you, just be like, you know, when you're not going to answer me, just like tell me where you're going or whatever.
Right.
Not excessive, but
there's a higher level of expectation when you are dating, and there's even a level of expectation when you're friends. So if a friend texted you, you'd text your friend back, and even if it was just say, can't talk now. It's one of the default responses in the Apple Watch. Mm-hmm. You get to say that. Montana?
True. As like a rule of thumb, whenever like my phone's out or broken or I just can't be by it, like I like to like tell people like through Facebook message or just like post a thing like, hey, I'm going to be out for a little bit because lost my phone or whatever happened. And that normally makes things like just go a lot smoother. And then you don't have to deal with like the texts that flow in once you get your phone back. Like, for example, this past weekend, I left my phone at the graduation, and when I checked back, I had 23 messages. People just being like, where are you? What happened? And I was like, there's too much. That really quells a lot of that. So just like, if you want to make your life easier and other people's lives easier, do that.
Benji?
Yeah, I also just feel like with any relationship issues, just full communication of how you're feeling will fix most issues.
Mm-hmm.
So like just say, you know, I feel weird that you haven't texted me in 2 days, then he'll understand that the expectation was for you to for him to text you back, and you'll both understand what the other one wants out of the other, and there could be no communication issues.
And part of dating at this age is really learning what's expected within a relationship, and so it's perfectly okay to state your needs. And we wish you a very happy summer. Aaron, would you please read the next letter from Anonymous?
I shall. I have been with my boyfriend for almost 6 years, and we currently live together. Lately, we have been both questioning our relationship. The main issue I have with him is he is not affectionate at all with me. He hardly ever kisses me, hugs me, puts his arm around me, or holds me. He says that his way of being affectionate is to ask how I'm doing and being interested in how my day was. He says doing more would be changing his personality, and he thinks that that would make him resent me. We're going to counseling tomorrow to see what can be done, but I'm not sure if it's even worth trying. It hurts me to move on, but it also hurts me to stick around and never receive any affection. Am I asking for too much? Is he wrong? Should I just move on or try to salvage the relationship? Maddie.
I have a therapist for a mother. So I have a little bit of background information on like relationships and how, like what's worth sticking around for, as you put it. And if you're not getting what you need from a relationship, then it's not a relationship worth having. Unless you can talk to that person and they can give you what you need, then it's not a relationship worth having. However, counseling, always a good plan. Go to counseling, see if you can get what you need from him. But if you you try and it's not working and he's still not giving you what you need, then yeah, it's definitely going to hurt to leave him because you've been with this person for 6 years. That's a lot of time to spend with somebody. But I mean, give it a go, and then if it's still not working, then it's probably a good plan to kind of break it off. But Olivia, what do you think?
I think that if he was never affectionate, then that's one thing. But if he was affectionate and then stopped being affectionate, then that's a huge thing. Because, 6 years is a long time to be with somebody, and where you were 6 years ago isn't necessarily where you are now. And people change, and people's needs change, and sometimes it's best to just say that was a chapter and close it and then move on. And living together is difficult because you did the merging of the stuff, and now you have to do the separating of the stuff. But, hopefully in your counseling, you can come up with a solution. But, Aaron?
Hey there, yeah. So, first of all, one thing that Anonymous said is, am I asking for too much? I'm going to say, no, you're not asking for too much, because what you need is what you need, and that's the end of the story, and that's always true no matter who you are. Is he wrong? He is who he is, right? And those two things combined equal people who are probably not compatible with each other, right? So it's just, it's a shame. You ask if it's worth trying. You're going to counseling tomorrow. If that goes well, then yeah, maybe. But overall, your compatibility seems low on the face of it. Montana?
Yeah, I kind of agreed with that just because of what she said there, but then I kind of thought, how have they been in this relationship for 6 years and he hasn't shown her affection and she hasn't minded it till just now, which means either A, she just started minding it, which doesn't seem like a possibility, B, he just stopped being affectionate, which is probably what happened, or C, he was never affectionate, and that just
I feel like he was never affectionate because he's the one saying, well, do you want to change who I am, and then I'm going to resent you. That's his way of saying I'm not ever going to just grab you and hug you.
Yeah, but he could be not being straightforward with that because he might have had a problem with her, and because of that is what isn't being affectionate now. So I don't know what the situation is.
Who hasn't talked yet? Oh, Benji.
Yeah, I think I definitely agree with Aaron and Maddie that it's definitely worth trying to figure out a way that he can hear your needs and then respond to them. It's definitely worth. It's not asking too much to ask your partner to become more of the person you want. And I think if they're not willing to try hard and change themselves a little bit for you, then maybe it is something worth reconsidering. But at the end of the day, a relationship goes two ways. So if you both have to work to, make the relationship the best it can.
Jarvis?
Well, 2 points I think I want to make on this one. First of all,
put your mouth right on top of the mic. Yeah.
First of all, props. I agree with Maddie for going to counseling because I think that's, it's a really cool thing that they're doing, that they both agreed to it. I also think I don't necessarily okay, she says he never shows affection or whatever, and I think if that is true, never ever, that it is a little bit of a problem. But I don't necessarily know if showing affection all the time, I don't think that doesn't mean he doesn't love her.
Oh no, I think
feel there are ways to show that you love and care for the person without having to be all cuddle buddies on the couch or holding hands or
that's why he's saying
all
that
the time or anything like that.
That he feels like asking her about her day is his way of showing her that he loves her, but
yeah, she
still might be if they stand there and look out at a sunset and she longs for him to put his arm around her.
Yeah, and it's true because I feel girls are definitely more guys are kind of more the feelings are on the inside, and the girls a little bit more like vocal type of thing. So
Yeah.
kind of I do see her perspective, but I also wonder if it's a type of thing where it's like them living together. If it's something where it's like they're sick of like. Because, like, if you're living with someone, when you're around them all the time.
Don't touch me.
Yeah, like, is it just one of those things where it's like
Yeah.
a spell type of thing?
Yeah, but okay, Montana.
Take a stab.
Yeah,
Oh.
take a stab. Yeah.
Oh,
It could be.
I also just wanted to ask, like, at what point in your relationship that you have problems are you, like, allowed to go to counseling? Because, like,
Anytime.
like anytime, like even if you're only with them for like a year or like less. or
Yeah,
something.
if you
Seriously?
see a future with the person, and you're arguing every day about something, then any time is a good time. Like, let's say they've been dating 6 years. So let's just, for the sake of this conversation, let's just picture that they went from ages 16 to 22, and now they're looking at the rest of their lives. Is this a long-term relationship? Someone that I'm gonna raise a family with? Someone who never hugs me? Like, this is
Yeah.
a beautiful time to go to therapy. Aaron?
I know.
To answer Montana's question as to like why now this is suddenly bothering her, I think they've been together for 6 years and haven't been living together for maybe even a full year yet. Like I think that living together is the change, and I think that what was tolerable on like occasion is now an everyday thing, and is like opening her eyes to, oh, this isn't just a thing that bothers me. This is an actual problem that we're having.
Also, you can go from like, gee, I wish he were more affectionate, and maybe he's too shy, and then you go to the place where you've actually told him, I would like for you to hug me, and now he's actually saying no. Where you're past the point of like, oh, he's shy around me, or he's just like, reserved, to no, he's just not doing it. Maddie?
Yeah, I was going to say, as your point for the boys, girls, inside, outside feelings thing, I beg to differ, first of
Yes.
all. Second of all, there's a difference between, like, affection and, like, let's get straight-jacketed together. Like, that's, like, a different... You know what I mean? Like, there's a line. So I feel like if what you're asking for is for him to, like, like, put his arm around you and hug and kiss you, that's, like, that's reasonable. That's... You know what I mean? Like, that's something that can be expected from a relationship, because there's definitely... But, I mean... And like you were saying, like, you don't need to be affectionate with someone all the time, especially if you live together. But, like, how are you? How's your day? Is kind of like, that's how I treat everyone in my life. Like, I think almost all of you today, didn't I, like, come?
Yeah.
I was like, hi, how are you? I'm not dating any of you. So,
Or you're
JK, I'm dating
dating
all
us.
of you.
all at once.
Yeah, so
Sister
it's
wives.
Definitely. So yeah, I feel like, I mean, personally, at least that's more of like a friend level kind of affection. So it kind of, but I mean, what do you think?
I live with my boyfriend, and there are definitely times where it's like he'll be like, "Hey," and I'm just like, "Don't even come next to me. You are smelly, and I hate you." And then he'll just be like, "Okay, I get it." But it's like, but then there are other times where it's like I'll be like doing something, and he'll just like kiss me right there, and I'm like, "Oh, yes." But then it's just, it depends, and it depends on the day. But like for the most part, like, yeah, we're affectionate, and like we come through the door, like I'm gonna give you a smooch and move on with my day. But like if it's never,
Yeah.
that's a problem.
You're going to be angry, and it's not going to be good, and if he's going to resent you, well, see, here's what I think will happen. They'll go to therapy, and the therapist will say, yeah, you need to loosen up and be more affectionate with her, or she's going to move on, and then he will look at his life without you and decide whether or not he wants that. Or,
Oh, sorry.
yeah.
You also get to make the call of like, I don't want to be in a affectionate-less relationship, so I'm gonna
Yeah.
go too. It's not his call.
No, but it's his call as to whether or not he's willing to. I mean, maybe nobody ever hugged anybody in his home growing up, and
No,
he
but-
could try it a little. He may like it.
No, but here's the thing. It's also on her to be like, wait, maybe this is something that I could work through anyway.
Yeah,
Like,
I was going to say, the
yeah.
question is he wrong? And the answer is no, because two people who don't want to be affectionate and they are in a relationship that is just not affectionate, but they're both like fine with that, that's okay. If you're both okay with not being affectionate, but that doesn't sound like what's happening here.
No,
So is he
it's-
wrong? No, but
There's
is there
no-
an issue?
There's no
Yes.
right and wrong. It's two different styles.
Right.
And if the two styles are never going to see eye to eye and it's going to cause friction, then I would say he needs to find someone who's interested in staying on her side of the room, and then you both can stay on your respective sides of the room and ask each other about your days.
I'm sleeping. Don't
no.
come over here.
We're going to have to move on to the next question. And Montana, I'm going to have you read the letter from Tea Tree. Yeah.
Ooh, I love tea tree oil. It makes my scalp tingle. What? Why did I just
Well,
tell everybody that?
So there's that.
I'm so sorry.
Look at Jake's face.
Just do it.
So I have this friend, and we are great friends, and I kind of have a crush on him in the sense that I am not disappointed that we are not dating, but if he asked me out, I would consider it. Anyway, yesterday I was texting him, and he did that thing where he said, well, I will tell you about it when I see you Sunday. Oh yeah, by the way, can you come over on Sunday? Which could be seen as funny, but I don't know. Then today I was making sure about the plans, and he said, yeah, you can come over and still do want to go to dinner and a movie. This has been the first punctuation in this entire first bit.
Yeah, they're not
Just
big
so you
on
know.
punctuation.
Thanks, Tea Tree.
Just dot it.
Which...
What?
For it.
Oh,
Just
wrong.
got it.
I'm sorry. It seemed like a run-on. Well, most of it was. It was like 5. Anyway, which I understand can totally be a friend thing to do, but I guess in my head, I find the idea of it not being lunch, which is generally more casual. But he said dinner and a movie, and I am just so curious as to what you think.
Okay, so when a guy says
what
dinner
you'll
and a movie, is it always a date? Aaron.
If you say it.
No, it's not always a date. Because,
Disagree.
No, because like, right, exactly. Because it's basically it boils down to like, hey, let's hang out, and like, I'm a stupid guy. Like, I could just be like, yo, let's hang out, dinner, movie, whatever, and like that's what happens. And it's like, oh wait, was that a date? Oh, whoa, right? Like that happens. That does happen sometimes.
You can say, do you want to go to a movie and have it not be a date?
Yeah.
And then eat because you're both hungry. But
Yeah.
if you say, come here for dinner and a movie, that is a date.
No. Here's the thing. In this scenario, it is totally a date.
Yes.
But it's not always a date. But in this case,
Maddie.
it totally is a date.
Maddie. Okay, so in this case, it totally
But
is.
here's the thing.
Yes.
Like I said, I'm not dating anybody in this room, and yet I would ask each and every one of you to go to dinner and a movie with me. Not that I'm romantically interested in any of you.
Well, then they would
So
all
you're-
think they're
Yes,
dating
Olivia.
you.
I'm almost offended.
Sorry, Montana. No, but what I was gonna say, it sounds like she's overthinking this. Because if she wants to spend time with him, then it's fine either way. Go and see what happens. Because if you go and you're like, actually, wait, this is a date, but I don't want it to be a date because I've changed my mind. I'm not interested in you anymore. Say it and just spend the time platonically. And if you want it to be a date, then it shall be a date. Like if you want to spend the time with this person, it doesn't matter. But Nina,
But his
what
intentions
do you
are what
think?
we're
I have-
trying to investigate.
Oh,
Go ahead.
like is that a date?
I
Is
think
what we're trying
he's
to investigate?
asking her out. I think when a guy says, Jarvis, you're a guy. We'll let Nina talk.
I have two things to say about this.
Wait,
All right.
One, this app needs to have the age thing because it's
Yes.
so different if you're like 12 or if you're 16 or
Right.
17 or 18.
Right.
But I have a friend and we went to go see a movie. It was like not he's dinner and a movie. It's not a date.
Did he say the words dinner and a movie to you?
But it was like friends and then it was two and then it was like switching. But it wasn't a date. See, it depends. It depends.
He probably thinks it was a date, Nina.
Oh crap.
You're dating. Rhodey.
Okay, I have a story. So, like, which way? I'm just gonna sit on
We
my
like
hand.
to cuddle. Come here.
It's a date. It's a date. If Rhodey sits in your lap, it is a date.
Oh yeah, we're dating now, Montana. You okay with that, Jake?
So anyway.
Okay, so this is a question I thought about a lot in middle school because when I was in 8th grade, like one of my platonic friends invited me to go see the movie, I think it was Avatar, with him. So like the one with the blue people.
Oh, not the other one. That changes everything.
Yeah, so like yeah, so the two of us like went and got dinner and saw a movie together, and I just assumed it was completely platonic because we were platonic friends. He in fact knew I liked someone else, so like I didn't think there was any like possible idea that it was romantic. And then the next day, he like sent me a Facebook message telling me he liked me and like he had wanted to tell me the night before. So then I like thought maybe it was a date and was really concerned about it because like that would have been my first date. But I didn't ask him because I was just awkward and like didn't want to talk to people about
Is it
things.
because you didn't ask him because you did not want it to be a date?
I didn't want it to be a
If
date,
you
but I
had
wanted to know whether or not it was a date
so that you
without
knew.
having to talk to anyone.
Because that was my logic when I was 13.
That's where we come in.
Exactly. And, like, so I just, like, wasn't sure. Are you rocking me, Montana?
Montana's cuddling.
Yeah.
We could do like a vote of like
See, our
who thinks
relationship
it's a
is, yeah,
date.
You
perfectly
need to know
affectionate.
that. You need to know that when that happened, Taylor said out loud, "So I'm not talking today." We have another kid over here.
Yeah, so I actually, like, I'm still really good friends with this guy. So I actually texted him earlier when I was looking through the questions and asked him if when we went to that movie. in
we've
eighth
done
grade,
some
it was a date.
research. Okay.
And he's not sure either. He
Okay.
thinks, like, it wouldn't count now, but it possibly did by 8th grade standards.
Right.
But, I mean, I think the conclusion I've come to is that it's only a date if both people are aware that it's a date.
Okay.
And I don't think, like, you can be coerced into a date. Like, you shouldn't be able to go on a date accidentally. It doesn't really make sense.
Right. Okay. So what I said to her when I answered the question in the app was, I said, if a boy says dinner and a movie, you get to say, "Is this a date?" Correct.
Yeah, and you can always
Everyone agrees?
say.
You can
like,
always
you
say
can
that.
always
Always.
ask someone what's happening.
Jake,
Like, that's never not
Could
okay
you sit
thing
on
to-
Rhodey's lap?
What if it's like an awkward your family friend situation?
Okay. All right.
Rhodey's other
Because that's what happened to me. What if it's like an awkward family friend situation where you have dinner with your family,
wait, no,
and
can-
all
you
families
can just,
together,
like,
and then you
slide
go out
off
to movie
one
with that person, and then you have dinner again?
Wait, but 2 dinners? That doesn't sound
Okay,
like we
pizza
can
after.
Dinners is the best plan.
Dinners is a great thing, but
Montana?
let's just have that.
I don't know. That's a gray area. You guys might be married. I don't know.
I kind
In some states. Go ahead, Montana.
I think my view on it is that, like, whenever a guy says the phrase, it's not so much the act of getting dinner or a movie. You can do that platonically, but the phrase, "let's get dinner and a movie," that's from every sitcom ever. Have you never watched Friends? Oh my god. But that part, it's just the phrasing part and the way that it sounds like dinner and a movie is definitely like, we're going on a date. That's how we're doing this right now.
Oh, and also the
don't
way-
ever try to fool yourself, because guys, well, no, this is a bad generalization, but every date that I've been on, which with a guy who I didn't think it was a date, I was like, we're just gonna get dinner and a movie and it'll be fine, and I'm 14, so I don't know things. So all those have been like, the guy actually was like into it, and I was just like, just didn't know what was going on. And
Definitely,
I was
like, one person can be oblivious that the activity. By one person, I mean Nina can be oblivious that the activity is a date.
It's okay. It happened to
What
me
if
too.
this person is 3 years older than you?
Then it's not a date yet because you're too young to date.
Well,
Somebody that's
not
17
necessarily.
Okay,
Not
everyone
necessarily.
thinks that I'm older than I am.
That's true. That's true.
But did he know?
Yes, he knows. We've been friends for like 3 years.
It's gonna have to wait.
It's gonna have to wait. I know.
It should have to wait, but not always. Like, they won't always think like, this isn't a date because of the age gap. Normally, it's like, it'll be fine, because that's how people think, because we don't like plan ahead for
We've
this
had a
stuff.
substitution.
Oh,
In from
hi,
the bench
Taylor.
is Taylor.
You're not.
Taylor,
the other
is it a
one.
date? Is it a date, Taylor?
Is it a date?
Is it a date? You have to get really, really close to the microphone.
She knows. She's
Okay, so I would probably be the person that would just assume this was a date anyway.
Yeah.
But, like, if you're going with, like, a friend that, like, I don't know, you could go to the movies with your friends and have it not be a date, but, like, multiple people versus, like, one, and yeah.
Yeah, but how about the way he
Yeah.
asked? He's like, "Hey, I'll tell you something when I see you Sunday. P.S. Can I see you Sunday? Hey, are you available for dinner and a movie?" It's like, oh, he's being cute and he's mentioning dinner and a movie. Come on, it's a date. Olivia.
So, kind of like what Rhodey said about, like, is this my first date? Like, I don't want this to be my first date.
Right.
I went to dinner and a movie with this guy that we eventually dated, like, a week later. Like, it ended up being, like, we're going to be an item for 10 minutes. But he was like, dinner and a movie. And I was like, cool. And so we went, but like, he didn't tell me what movie. I just was like, all right, he probably hasn't figured it out. And it was Hotel for Dogs.
Total date
Stop
movie.
right there.
And
why
a date
did you
movie.
continue?
I'm still mad about it, guys. I'm still mad. Like, I saw it for free. He bought the ticket, but why did I have to sit through an hour
sorry.
and however long
I'm sorry
it was?
that
I
happened.
thought you'd make out with him because it's Hotel for Dogs.
But, like, I then got invested in the plot. And I was like, oh
Another
no,
part of the
is Emma
story.
Roberts going to open this hotel for dogs? Will they be able to stay? Oh God! And he like kind of did the
Oh wow.
Yeah,
and I was just like,
no.
No, okay.
they're going to go to a kill shelter. They can't kiss you when there are lives at stake.
If it helps, my first like date thing that I didn't know was a date, saw it for free too. Battleship.
Whoa.
I'm so
It was
sorry.
Battleship.
Wow.
It's just Michael Bay blowing things up for 3 hours because he has money and was like, I'm bored today. Let's blow stuff up. None of the plot is coherent, and they tried to make like a romance, not between the robots and like the main guy. Like
That would have been better.
that would have been better. I would have saw it then. But like. And then I couldn't tell if it was a date because he was the guy I went with was so into the movie. He was like reacting to every single thing
Boys
that
are
was
very distracted by things exploding.
Yeah.
Maddie, would you please read the question from Jenna Bow?
I can. Jenna Bow says, my home life is beginning to become a mess. My brother and me fight constantly. He's obsessed with his games and never pays attention to our family. He's quick to judge and yell, and I feel uncomfortable when he has his airsoft gun because I have fears of being shot. I just wish me and him got along, but our personalities clash. My mom can't afford to have more stress, but this brother drama is what happens. I don't know what to do.
She probably meant his.
I hate how his computer is more important than us, his family. Any advice would really help my situation. Thank you.
Okay, no airsoft gun inside the house first.
No. Don't threaten people by threatening to shoot them with an
Nina?
airsoft gun.
Nina?
This happened to me.
No.
This was a thing. My brother would shoot his airsoft gun at me when I was wearing a winter coat outside when it was snowing. He'd be like, "Pew," because I couldn't feel it. And what if he hit me in the eye? I don't know. My eyeball could have fallen out, but
Not
that
good.
did not matter to Drew. Oops.
Yeah, because we didn't know you were talking about Drew when you mentioned your one brother.
Oops. He used to do the same thing, and he would never come out of his room, but it was a stage, it was a phase that he went through where he wouldn't talk to anyone, but it was sort of short. I wonder how long this has been going on. Did she say that? I don't think so. But it will probably pass once you sort of, hopefully he won't yell at you, but even going his room and be like, hey, just like sort of just giving little side comments at dinner or just saying hi to him, stopping into his room and leaving, it will slowly progress into he'll interact with you guys.
I agree. And you can also try complimenting him and saying, oh, you're really good at that. And that will at first feel weird and be disarming, but he'll be like, oh, you like this drawing? I'll draw you something else, Jake. You're going to sit on Montana's lap? Oh, okay.
Okay. Hi.
Drew, are you filming this? This is really good action.
So what I've noticed a lot with family dynamics and video games is that the families will kind of diminish the importance of the video games and be like, oh, you just sit in your room all day and do nothing. And that's like the thing that the kid really enjoys. And if you just insult the kid every time he leaves his room, he's not going to want to leave his room. So like ask to like come in and play a game with him. Just in any way trying to socialize with him that doesn't involve like mocking him for sitting inside playing video games. Because I went through that phase. I definitely did, where I like video games were better than people. And
I mocked
Brody
you.
made some sarcastic comment about how maybe I still think that. I couldn't hear exactly what it was.
No, she was
Fallout
just
4. Yeah. No, like realizing that like you don't have to pick between your family and video games, but like if your family just doesn't insult the video games or like just say like, oh, you don't have even hobbies, that's your hobby, and let your family enjoy that with you, and it'll be way better. So that's something that it's a sister.
Yeah.
Sibling,
And
that's something that you as a sibling can do for your brother.
It's really good advice for a girl, because I think a girl wouldn't even think, oh, I could go play the game with him. And like, because boys talk better when they're doing something. If you just walk and sit on the bed and say, tell me about yourself, they're gonna clam up. But if you're like, let's go for a walk, or let's shoot like paper into the trash basket. If they're actually doing a thing.
The anatomy
That's me every day.
Yeah,
you know me.
Do a thing.
That's a game, though.
And then they'll start, or go shoot hoops outside. Just do a thing and like say, tell me about your feelings.
While we shoot paper into this waste basket.
Why are you so antisocial? That will
Yeah.
not work. It doesn't work.
But Nina said Nina said it really well. She's really talking about the ages between 14 and 15, and then it blows over, and the person is a person once again.
Yeah, and my brother doesn't play video games nearly as much anymore. He's a surfer now, but he's outside all the time, and now I just go in, and once in a while he'll teach me how to play a video game that I suck at everything, and it's just funny, and he doesn't really take it seriously anymore, so it just will slowly, or maybe not, maybe that's like a cool thing and they're into video games, maybe he'll just start designing video games when he's older. You never know.
Right, he just
sort of
needs
thing.
to stop
Don't insult
shooting
his
you.
passion or
Stop
hobby or whatever it is.
Shooting you. He doesn't get to
Wait,
shoot you.
I'm confused. Is
Airsoft guns are, what are they?
That's like Nerf, right?
Yeah. No, they're much harder than
Here,
Nerf.
I can
Do not be
explain
deceived
it.
by the word
airsoft gun?
soft.
Oh, but
No,
like,
it's
but
worse
like
than
bullets?
paintball. Yeah. Okay, so basically an airsoft gun takes like compressed air and then they put it up on the thing and then you shoot.
Like
And
a
then-
BB gun.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Oh,
and they're
that's
like
terrible.
pellets and they hurt. And my boyfriend is obsessed with these things and like he'll go out with his friends like on the weekends to like tournaments and like you like shoot kids, but like they have like a team of like 20-year-olds and they're like bah! And I'm just like, please stop. But so he got this new gun in the mail that he was like super excited
can buy
about
guns in
and he
the
wanted
mail?
to test it out, but it was winter, so he couldn't go outside. And so I'm leaving the next day to come back to California for whatever break
This is
it
all
was.
happening in Boston.
This is happening in Boston. He wanted to test the gun out, but he couldn't go outside because it was too cold. And so I'm like, it's like 10 a.m. I still have a couple hours before my flight. I'm taking a little nap. I haven't packed up my toiletries yet in the bathroom, but I just hear pow, 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 pow
no.
in the bathroom. And I'm like, that's either the worst thing that's happening to his body ever, or he's testing the gun out anyway. And so I go in and I peek my head around, and he's just shooting at the shower curtain. But he forgot to remove everything from the shower.
Oh, God.
So all of the shampoo and the body wash, they all had like these little holes in them.
Wow.
Draining into the bottom of the shower. And I have like an hour before my flight, and I'm like, I have to go buy everything now. That's terrible. Because I have nothing to clean my body with.
He's
Sir.
dangerous. Sir, he's dangerous. Montana?
Yeah. Okay, now I know what you mean. Getting shot with an airsoft gun sucks.
It hurts
I
so
shot people
bad.
with it. Not intentionally. There was some stuff that happened.
You can bleed.
Yeah.
I've bled.
You get little holes in your body. It sucks.
So,
Don't do that.
I
You'll
think-
shoot your eye out.
Olivia, could you please read the question from Gracie?
Is that me? Me you're asking?
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
asking you. Because I think we've given Jenna Bow all the advice we can give her without telling more airsoft stories. And as Trish says, going off on a tangent. Gracie.
Boom. Can you identify as queer long term, or is it just a placeholder label? Because I would like to identify as queer long term, or would that be weird?
Okay. It's funny that she's asking about being weird if she's queer. Because both of those words meant the same thing when I was a kid. Anyway, so what is queer? Who can identify queer? Anybody? Montana?
Isn't okay, as I understand it, like queer is just kind of like you're gay-ish, but you don't really know, and it's one of the LGBTQ things.
Right,
and that's
but
like
why do they need to put the Q on the end of it? Because
thought-
what hasn't been defined with LGBT?
well, because
a
if you
lot.
don't,
There's a lot. No, there's like tons.
There's
more.
so many
There's
letters.
so many.
Have there always been?
Yeah, now it's LGBT plus. They just put a plus, and then it kind
Oh.
of incorporates. But basically, queer means like not identified, like as anything, but not cis and straight.
So she thinks it means something that where you're not sure, and then eventually you're going to
it's
have a
basically a
label.
Blanket
thought-
term for I'm not straight, but I'm not
Jake-
sure.
but I thought queer was like. For the longest time, I thought it was offensive, and you couldn't say it. No, you can sit on my lap.
it was
it has
offensive
changed.
when I was a kid.
Yeah, I thought it was
Okay,
like a myth.
it's-
I thought you were not
It's
supposed
been
to...
repurposed.
Yeah.
It's been
Okay.
intentionally repurposed, and I've always viewed queer as kind of like a kind of a shrug, and like it's somewhere there, and you can identify literally as anything you want to. Like that's how it works. Is you're claiming that you're that, and so if you just want to be kind of undefined forever, you can do that. That's totally your choice.
When I was a
I
kid, the
actually
word
like this
queer
word
meant something that wasn't cool, and weird meant something that was strange. So they were both pretty close, but none of them had anything to do with sexual identity or gender identity or romantic identity. But then when I started to see gay marches and stuff, they would say we're here and we're queer and they, you know, because it rhymed, so they were. What's that? What's that?
I'm sorry, I made a Arrested Development reference. There is this gay magician. He's like, I'm here, I'm queer, and now I'm over here, and he like appears in a box.
I thought that queer just meant gay, but LGBT and then a Q mean it's something different. Meaning, is it bi or?
It's like the little question mark when you don't know what.
Does it have to do with your gender or your sexual attraction?
Everything.
I think
everything.
It's kind of like anything.
So yeah, I think for a lot of people that's a good term forever because they're always going to be sort of whoever they are, right, Montana?
I really like that label because it's like, well, now that I know it today, officially what it means, because it really encompasses all the little the really specific ones that we get so hung up on sometimes. And for me, I think I would best use that label because it's like you're not straight, you're not specifically this, but you're just kind of like, I'll figure it out.
Yeah.
And it's the closest we have to like your own individual sexuality. So that's perfectly fine to identify it long term. Like you don't even have to figure out what you are.
No, I agree with that. Long term is fine. Liv?
Well, I kind of disagree from what I understand of what queer means. It's not just like I'll figure it out. Like I have a friend who identifies as gender queer, and
that's different.
That's
like
gender.
But yeah, it's just like he knows exactly what he is, and that's that. But that's the identity that he put it as. You know, like those are the words that he used to describe it. So I don't think that it is just like a kind of thing. It's like no, you can identify as queer, and that's that.
Cool.
You know.
I had someone describe it to me as you are not on the spectrum, you are the spectrum if you are queer. Like you just kind of are, like, because you could be anywhere at any point at any time. Is kind of how somebody described it to me.
Okay.
Where I go to school.
So that's a good description. Nina, would you please read Anonymous? The guy I like is 2 years older than me.
The guy I like is 2 years older than me. A few weeks ago, he texted me saying he doesn't want to hurt me, but he's going on a date with this girl, Miranda, because I'm too young for him to date. We continued to text a lot, mostly friendly, but sometimes it gets really flirty. Like most of my friends don't even talk to their boyfriends like that, but I wasn't comfortable with it.
I wasn't uncomfortable.
I wasn't uncomfortable with it. I mean, maybe I should have been, but it was fun and made me really happy. I know that he is a good guy. He says I'm his kryptonite, but
how much do you love the way she spelled kryptonite? I want to marry
kryptonite
the way she spelled kryptonite.
But anyway, is this dating? Am I the other girl? Am I the side chick? So what should I do? I'm 14, by the way. He's
so this guy is a cad. I'm
Thank
sorry,
you for putting
Olivia.
your age, by the way. It helps.
The age difference between 14 and 16 may only be 2 years, but it might as well be a million. You're mature at 14, and you can totally relate to a 16-year-old, but not romantically. I don't think so. Aaron.
Yeah, so like if this guy's with someone else, you don't like. What's he doing calling some other girl his kryptonite?
Yeah.
Like what?
Exactly.
What?
Yeah.
This it's done.
Exactly.
Stay away.
And he's using a younger girl who will totally let him because she's so flattered and it's just so exciting. So he's a cad on several different levels.
Right.
He's taking advantage of two different people, his girlfriend and a younger girl who would
but like anyone who cheats is doing that mostly.
Yes, but a 16-year-old might be like, no, I need my own boyfriend. But a 14-year-old is like, oh my God, he's paying attention to me, and so he's so abusing her.
No, look.
What?
Hey, no, Weezy. The bottom.
You don't do that, but this kid does this.
The bottom line is he's a gross person. Stay away.
And she's saying he's
Yeah.
really nice, except for this part.
No, but like
So
that's the thing is that invalidates almost basically everything else about him. Montana.
This exact thing happened to me, which was weird because like he went on my ex. He went on before we started dating. He was like, "I want to date you," but he wasn't dating a girl named Miranda, but he like actively he actively went on a date with a girl named Miranda.
Wow.
And I'm like, oh my God, this is too close to home.
The
2 years,
is you,
2 years
isn't
ago,
it?
me wrote this. Yeah. Yeah. This is like, have fun with him. Don't make it stressful because when you try to like make it too labely and too relationshipy, like I understand the age difference is huge, and that what's inevitably broken up, like why I broke up with him. But like I think on a level you can still be friends with him, you can still have fun with him, and that's fine, but don't try to make it serious at all. And at 14, I know that's hard to do because you get like involved with it, and you do feel really flattered that like an older guy likes me, I'm like a real person now, and all this stuff.
Right. That's exactly it.
If I could have gone back in time and just made things so unserious, I would have.
Yeah,
just
but
perfect.
because she's legitimately writing it and saying, "Am I being a bad person? Is this cheating?" And
No.
she doesn't. She's only 14. By
Well,
that,
also he
Nina-
said he's going on a date with a girl. That doesn't mean he's dating a girl.
He is. No, it's there. I truncated this. He's dating
Oh.
someone else.
Okay, that's
and I don't
different.
include all 14-year-olds. I don't mean to include you by saying because you you are uniquely wise for 14, but. A 14-year-old will feel usually very flattered if a 16-year-old boy is paying attention to her, or if a 14-year-old boy would feel flattered if a 16-year-old girl is paying attention. And I feel like he's taking advantage of that. And you're setting up circuitry in your brain that says this is what love looks like. I will get scraps from some older guy who will give me some attention while dating somebody else, and you don't want to hardwire that as what you think you deserve because you get your own boyfriend. Maddie's hand has been up for a little while.
Yeah, I was going to say that there's a line between a flirty person and someone who is flirting with you, because I know that so Benji is over there. He is actually my brother. Surprise, surprise. And he has friends, and I end up hanging out with a lot of his friends just because like they're there and they're around and they're in the house. He has, including Jake. Now we are friends. He has one particular friend. It's not Jake. That is just so incredibly flirty. He's just and he does this to everyone. He's a super, super flirty guy with everyone. Doesn't matter if it's a boy, doesn't matter if it's a girl. He is just flirty like all the time. I don't know like how he like has normal relationships in his life, because it's like he wants to date everything that moves. But it's just, and there was like a line where I was like, okay, this is now weird because you said a thing that was really like over the line flirty.
Right.
Because there's a difference between like, oh, hey, how are you? But like saying it in a flirty way versus
Right.
like, I'm actively flirting with you.
Right.
So I think that if she just kind of says like, listen, that particular statement that you said that is you actively flirting with me while you're dating someone else and I'm 2 years younger
Not
than you.
okay.
It's not okay. If
Right.
you're a flirty person, that's cool. Just you can't be flirting with me. There's a difference. Olivia.
Okay, I was 16 and the guy was 18, and I met him at a place and we started talking, and he was like, just so you know, there's this other girl in my life. And I was like, oh, for sure, totally cool, I respect that. But then he was like actively flirting with me, and I was like, now I'm confused. What's the dealio? And he was like, no, like you both matter. And I was like, no, come back to me when I matter, and that's that.
Mm-hmm.
And then anyway, he came back to me when he mattered, and turned out to be insane because he did that with other people when it was me.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, you gotta chill.
Yeah, that's his style. It's not going to change if and when he's dating you, Aaron.
Right, yeah, I just want to say Montana said something about, like, you can still be friends and whatever. But, like, here's the thing. If he's calling you his kryptonite, he knows what he's doing
He
at this
knows
point.
exactly
He is
what he's doing.
flirting with you all out, right? So you have two options. One, you say straight up, listen, I know what you're doing. You know what you're doing. You're with this other girl. This ends now. We can be friends. This doesn't end. We're done. And you walk away.
Yeah.
And that's
Exactly.
it. There is no other
I
option.
I agree. Nina.
You're an expert
One
at
more
this.
thing. I'm going to be quick. There's a difference between that person that took me out to the movies and we're sort of like a wide age range, but we both sort of like each other, but we would never act on it because we're both too far apart in age right now.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a difference between that and a creepy guy that's going to be like flirting with you, calling you his kryptonite, and saying that you like I'm dating this other girl. It's a player and it's creepy. So step back. No
Yeah.
other way to do it.
Yeah.
So,
Find
yeah.
the lines.
Also, like, if you do that, like, I know you're gonna feel like, oh, I could have dated this guy and he's cool and blah blah blah, but like, actually, you're just respecting yourself, and he's gonna like have a lot more respect for you.
Absolutely.
Even
Well
subconsciously, because like he might be kind of like lame and not know it at first, but like he won't mess with you anymore. He might just be lame and not know it.
I think he's lame, and I think it's time you told him. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So he's going to keep playing those games. He just doesn't get to play them with you. And that's our show for today. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, large panel. Did I say everybody's name? Because we have Montana, Aaron, Maddie, Olivia, Nina, Taylor, Jarvis, Drew, Jake, Jim's here, Rhodey's here, Benji's here, Justin's in the booth. And we don't need any grown-ups because we did a really good show. And Ken is proud of you. We will see you next week on Journals Out Loud.
Yeah.
I've been out there wandering. I've been in here wondering, hoping, reaching, wishing I could find my way. Then I found our place where we can dream and share it. Our place, you'll find. Sifting through confusion and I'm searching for solutions, and I know I'm answer bound, 'cause I found our place where we can dream and share it. Our place, you'll find a friend to care it. Heal you, steer you back to kindness. Your soul may be in tatters. You'll learn what really matters. Our place, where we can dream and share it. Our place, you'll find a friend to care it. Hear you, heal you, steer you back to kindness. Your soul may be in tatters. You'll learn what really matters. Our place, where we can dream and share it. Our place, you'll find a friend to care it. Our place, where we can dream and share it. Our place, you'll find a friend to care it. Hear you, heal you, steer you back to kindness. Your soul may be in tatters. You'll learn what really matters. Our place, where we can dream and share it. Our place, you'll find a friend to care it. Our place, you're not alone at our place. I've been out there wandering. I've been in here wondering, hoping, reaching, wishing I could find my way. Then I found our place, where we can dream and share it. Our place, you'll find a friend to care it. I may look a little hazy and I may feel a little crazy. I'm sifting through confusion and I'm searching for solutions, and I know I'm answer bound, 'cause you'll find a friend to care. Our place where we can dream and share it. Our place, you'll find a friend to care. Hear you, heal you, steer you back to kindness. Your soul may be in tatters. You'll learn what really matters.